KJ. KJ Hulk. KJ Hulk. Badass.
Alright, so here he is in the full madness mode with all the little accessories added on. You see he's got the multiple heads, the multiple arms. It adds onto the forearms, and he's got the other arms that come onto the back that has the head. So that's all pretty cool. This is a single jointed, but it swivels there, wrist swivel. This hand can actually come off, and it can be replaced. You know, you can replace the big hands with this one. These hands come off. Yeah, you could probably replace those, but they look kind of stupid with those little bitty tiny hands. But anyway, this is the full madness mode. These little ones pop in right here on the forearm. They have a little hole right below the elbow peg, and they just peg right in there. They can move a little bit, but not really much because they're kind of molded to fit that section. I don't know if you can kind of see the way it's not really just flush. It kind of has some contour to it, so it's designed to go right in there, but it does give a cool madness appearance. Now you can get these hands in the back going different places. What I like about it is this is the madness, the head that goes with this set, but this head moves. Uh-oh. This head moves. This head moves. This head moves. And this head moves. The only heads that don't move on the madness are this little bitty tiny one over here on the side, which has great detail, and that little bitty one that's kind of molded in right there. But the rest, I know somebody had talked about this head right here. Excuse me. It's like a perfect Marvel Legends size 6-inch head if you wanted to pop that sucker off and make a custom out of it. But anyway, that's the madness mode. Here it is from the back. They have the spider. The symbol goes all the way up. You know, one thing that I think is really cool on these hands is if you look at that web shooter there. That's raised up. That's not just painted on. And when it's coming right at you, looks like there's an actual hole in there. And that's the same way on his big hands too. That's pretty freaking awesome right there. That's a pretty good detail added on. This one you won't be able to see because of the finger too much. But yeah, that's a little, look at that. I mean, that's come on, focus up. Anyway, there it goes. That's pretty freaking badass. And the same thing is on the fist hands. Look at that. I mean, that's completely sculpted on there. And then to keep the black on there, that's pretty badass. Alright, let's take a look at some other modes of this Venom. Alright, so here's the transformation head, the Eddie Brock half showing head, and I've also put the fist on there. You know, everything else has remained the same, so let's concentrate on this head. I've already showed you the fist, so I'm just going to pop this head right off. There's the joint. It gives you a little bit of movement up and down. It's just a little ball peg. Not a lot of going on to it, but let's get into this head. It's hard to tell, but if you actually look really close, that eye has a hint of blue in it. And so, very cool. Hair is real nice. This coming across here is really cool. On this side, you know, he's got the full Venom going on. Teeth are all right there. I mean, and Eddie's got this wicked little smile going on. Tongue kind of gets in the way a little bit, but very cool. You can see that, you know, just like wanting to wrap around there, and it creates a cool shadow effect. I mean, look, that's shadow over his eye, shadow right above his eye. You know, you can do some cool shots with this, with light treatments. You know, getting around. A little bit of a paint bleed right there on the top. I have noticed there are some paint issues across the way. Here's some more that's just sculpted on. Some of the Venom symbiote coming on, the teeth there again. So that's the Eddie Brock head. And while we're talking about the paint issues, I've noticed that mine right here, I have this like splotch of blue right here on the right at the waist, and then you kind of see some blue going in. There's some more right there. I think I understand what they were trying to do. You can see it going down the leg, and it works okay, but it just, when it starts getting, you know, splotchy like that, they weren't well enough, which is odd for a Select, for Diamond not to do it. But, you know, usually when they add paint like that, it goes all the way through, and it's for a reason. but it looks like it's just kind of stuck there at the waist for some reason. This bluish, indigo, purplish kind of color, and around through the crotch and the upper thigh just a little bit, but not enough to right through here. You probably can't even really make it out. Maybe just a little, yeah. But that's the only part of the figure that I've noticed that bluish purple indigo thing on. So here's the plain back. I know we showed it earlier, but we'll look at it again. And let me put the head I like on best, and we'll go through all the articulation. Okay, so this is the mode that I'm probably going to have him in, the best combination. These are the hands from the Madness arms that connect to the back. The ones that are already on there, they pop off, I put on here. And then this is the tongue head. So, you know, let's look at this head. Look at the green slime, whatever you want to call that crap that they always have him on there. Coming out, there we go. One of the coolest things I think about is this right here. How many years did it take for somebody to finally figure out we need to take the tongue can come off? Good texture on the tongue for you tongue guys out there. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, but yeah, there's a little hole. Let me see. I don't know if I can get enough light in there to show it. No, it's just, anyway, it's back at the top of the mouth, so you can't, obviously it's not going to be a problem when you're displaying it without the tongue because it's not showing. But here it is without the tongue. Look at that. Hey ladies, teeth come out to the front. This is the head that I like the best on there, so I'll be displaying it with and without the tongue, which I think is a great touch. So, like, this figure has so many combinations. I mean, you could do so many different combinations. It's not even funny. The Madness back with any one of the three heads. You know, this head without the tongue, with the tongue. I kind of wish that the Brock head, I think you might be able to pull this tongue off, but it doesn't like it's supposed to come off, so I'm afraid I might actually break it, which I guess wouldn't be a big deal. You can see where it's kind of in there. So I might be able to pull it out if I wanted to, but it probably wouldn't stay back in any good. I may have to add a little glue or something to it. But anyway, the combinations are just all over the place. You know, 3 sets of hands. You got these hands, the big monster, the big, you know, totally venomed out hands, and of course the fists that we showed earlier. All have the little web shooter action on top of it, which is awesome. The little arms, you know, that go, the little Madness arms that connect to the forearm here. I guess you could probably actually pop these hands off. You can if you wanted to. But, you know, like I said, these would be some pretty small hands to have on these big forearms. So, I mean, if you wanted to do that, you could, but whatever. Anyway, this is the way I'll be displaying him, with and without the tongue. So we'll use this opportunity to go through the articulation. He's basically DC-UC articulation, or DC Unlimited now. But the head has, like I said, it's on that little ball peg, so you can look up a little bit, not really down. It goes 360. You can get that head wonky, so you can get that side-to-side look. It's got a ball-jointed shoulder. Goes all the way around, bicep swivel with just a single-jointed elbow and then a swivel at the wrist. He has this kind of diaphragm joint, but it actually doesn't really do a whole lot other than just give you this little bit of movement here. He doesn't bend up or down really with any great purpose. So, I mean, it's there, but doesn't really do that well. And the paint matches up good. That's always a big thing, is the paint matching up. He does have a waist swivel. Mine's kind of stuck, so I feel it like it's going to break, so I'm not going to go with it. DC-UC style hips with the in and the out and the up. It's got the thigh cut, single jointed knee. Like I said, just like a DC Universe Classics figure on the articulation. And the ankle is just the old-fashioned ankle. No pivot side to side, so it's kind of sucky. And then mine has this kind of, he kind of has, let me back up a little bit. See if you can see. He kind of has the zombie leg a little bit going on his right leg. See how it's not exactly straight, so I don't know if I'm going to have to hot water that one or not. Get it back to looking okay, but I mean his posability is pretty good. You know, he can get down, he can do okay. Anything that you can do with a DC Universe Classics figure, you'll be able to do with this guy. It's just going to take some practicing to balance that foot, you know, because that foot's not going to be flush the whole time. So you're going to have to kind of work with. I know this is kind of a stupid pose, but anyway, just showing you the articulation on it. But anyway, let's get into some size comparisons. Alright, so here he is compared to the Red Hulk series Black Suited Spider-Man and to the Sinister Six box set Venom, which this has always been my definitive Venom. I still do like him. Don't get me wrong. I still do love him. He has the best articulation out of the compared to the other one. But the sculpt and the detail on the Select is very cool. So it's going to make you. This would be a good. This is going to make a good bugged out Dark Avenger Venom. Matt Gargan Venom for your Dark Avengers display, because here's the Iron Patriot. When you want him all big and bulked up like that. And of course, I use this Spider-Man for the Matt Gargan Venom now. He's a little more buffed up, so in normal form. But you can certainly use this one. I know a lot of people use the Icons Venom, which is totally fine. He's very awesome. This reminds me a lot of the Icons Venom. So there's a size comparison. He's big. He's definitely 7-inch scale, Marvel Select 7-inch scale. But compared to this Venom, he's not that much bigger. So I think you can get away with it. I'm going to use him in, it's always good to have multiple Venoms, so I'm going to use him. I'm probably going to use this one for my Dark Avengers setup whenever he's all big raged out like that. So there's a good size comparison right there. We'll get these guys out of the way, and we'll go over a little final thoughts, I guess we'd like to say. Oh, here's one more thing against what's having a Venom review without a Spider-Man. So here's the box set Spider-Man. And I don't remember what he is during the other one, but that's a pretty good, if you like the Venom. And the only bad thing is, like I said, he can't really look down, so you're going to have to, manipulate him to make him look where he's looking down. And of course, this Spider-Man can look up for days. For days, son! Anyway, that's that Spider-Man. Alright, so let's go over this guy one more time. Overall, I'm happy with him. The zombie leg here kind of pisses me off. I've never had that on a Marvel Select before. And it's kind of thick plastic, so I don't really know what's going on with that. Also, the ankle, I was sure hoping for the newer ankle pivot that has the peg coming in this way and gets some good. But other than that, it's really good. I mean, the sculpting, this is all this little rigidy, rough stuff all over him. It's just all sculpted on there. Veins sculpted all over the place. The head has he's not all smooth looking. And there's some more of that blue on the butt and around the waist. They really concentrated a lot of that blue-purple color on his ass and his waist, so I don't know what's up with that. But I like the way these traps come down. The paint goes all the way up underneath there, so there's good overlapping. Everything you expect from a Marvel Select. I just really thought that they were going to have the newer ankle on there. I'm kind of bummed out about that. But overall, they're up to $25 now. I'm going to say we can plug the tongue back in here. And I've tried it. It only goes one way because I tried it to make it where the tongue goes down. And as far as I could tell, it'll only go the one way. So you'll have to make it where his tongue goes up and you hear it snap into place. So anyway, overall, if you don't have the Sinister Six Venom, which I can understand if you didn't get the box set and you don't want to pay a fortune for it, then go drop the $25 and essentially you get 3 figures, and the possibilities, I'm not going to sit there and do the math, but you figure 3 heads, 1 without a tongue, another madness back, 3 sets of hands. You do the math on it. There's so many different modes you can have this guy in. He's very versatile, so I think he's well worth the $25. I know some people are buying multiples and they're going to have him displayed in all the different forms at one time. So anyway, I've already got a good one. So anyway, Marvel Select Venom, I suggest you go out and get it. $25. It's a pretty cool figure if you don't have a good Venom already that you like. If not, don't get it. But anyway, KJ Hulk, peace. Oh yeah, one more thing. I got these 2 figures today too. Got them Monday, so I got the Venom Wednesday of this week. Got these 2 figures. Walmart.com has a crap ton of Marvel Select and Diamond Select all together on there. All retail reasonable prices, nothing overcharged. They've got everything pretty much except for the Red Hulk. And I guess that's about it. They probably have the Venom on there now. They had Rhino on there. They have the original Green Hulk. They don't have any of the movies Avengers stuff left, I don't think. But they have Thanos, all for retail, cheaper than retail now because now they're $24.95 at comic shops through Diamond. Now I think I paid $19.84 for these for the Sabretooth, and I believe the Venom was like $21.84 or something. Thanos is like $21.84. They've got Ultron on there for like $18.44. You can do free site to store shipping, so you can pick it up at your local Walmart. You know, I was like $40, and I had two Marvel Selects that I missed out on the first go around, so I was able to pick them back up. And also, a quick shout out to the Geeky Hero, talking about Marvel Selects. The guy's got an ever-growing Marvel Select collection. Go check him out. He's doing a few reviews on them. He's starting to pick up a few legends. Really cool guy. Has a cool bearded dragon also that he does videos on. So go check out the Geeky Hero. And a big shout out also to my boy Light105. I posted on the Facebook action figure trading page that I needed this classic Iceman. X-Men Classics Iceman, because my Series 8, you know, the crotch is just shot to shit. So anyway, Nelson sent this bad boy out. I wasn't expecting to be mint on card. I just wanted the Iceman just to have up there. I already have the Ultimate version. So everybody go subscribe to the Geeky Hero and to Light105 if you haven't already. Two great guys on YouTube. All right, catch y'all later.